This is your captain, Divvens.
And this is Luke.
Approximately 2 years and 6 months back, I and Luke, on a random Skype conversation, decided to begin a One Piece community. We have faced our share of challenges. We have faced our share of sorrow. We have faced our share of tough times, and we have also equally shared joy and happiness. Today, OroJackson is no longer a small community with just 20 members. No! We are 1,000 members strong and growing in strength every day. From a community with just 5 posts, we have come all the way to 100,000 posts. OroJackson is no longer just any community. We are the community for One Piece fans. Every day we continue to grow and attract fans of various other manga and anime series, but at our core, we are still a One Piece fan community. We have become a part of everyday life for so many people. We have connected hundreds of fans and created a community that is so close that one may even refer to it as a family. OroJackson has always strived to provide the best to its members, and we began Tenden Mushi Weekly, a podcast that gives our thoughts, reviews, and discusses One Piece manga. It was a very rough idea, and it came to shape with the help of one individual, of one dedicated host, Crass. Today we reach the 10th episode of the OroJackson podcast. A small, yet a milestone we are proud of, because OroJackson has climbed the ladder, completing milestone after milestone. No doubt, our podcast will one day reach thousands of people, but for all of you listening to this very episode, to all of you that continuously support us, thank you. Welcome to this special episode of the Tenden Mushi podcast. As all of you know, this week was a One Piece break, but we had to do something. We couldn't just let the podcast go being empty. We had to do a filler kind of episode, and usually when the podcast is on a break, we kind of have a special discussion like the last time we did, but this week the members of the podcast team were busy, and we just decided why not just let us have a filler episode kind of. So, and this is our 10th episode. So we had a special intro, and later on, at the end of this episode, we are going to have a blooper reel, which is going to be quite funny, and you're going to hear Riven laughing like a maniac, a lot. Just like that.
There's a sample.
Yeah. And,
Stand by it.
that's joining me today in secret without Sammy knowing is Lady Riven and the Tactical Takt.
Hello.
Hello there.
We are doing this in secret because we don't want Sammy to know that we are doing something without him. We want it to be a surprise for him. And basically, we are just going to speak about our horrible experience with Sammy as the host of the podcast. And by horrible, I mean, mixed. It's not going to be just bashing about him, but you get it. We're never going to speak good about Sammy. That's just how it goes. We never speak good about Sammy. Isn't that right, Tag?
Yeah, we never do.
You always have to pull his leg, and you never compliment him straight. It's just going to be an indirect compliment that he needs to understand. So, joining us first here is Riven, who has been a part from episode 1. In fact, she was on episode 1 along with Ucha as well. So she's been in almost 50% of the episodes up until now. And what has your experience been with the podcast up until now, Riven?
Well, I've adored the podcasts, even with Sammy, taking his time and redoing things and attempting to order pizza. It's been great. I've had a really great time. Lots of fun. People are great.
You remind me with the pizza ordering thing. The first meeting, the so-called meeting we had before our first episode, the 40 minutes meeting, wasn't it just a complete, total pizza ordering meeting rather than the podcast meeting?
We had the first 2 hours, I think, of that first meeting were attempting to teach Sammy how to order pizza online. It was his first time ordering a pizza online, to be fair. That being
To be fair.
it still took 2 hours.
And in the end, it didn't even get delivered to him because they said that it's out of delivery range.
No, that's actually not what happened. It's somehow he managed to go and correct the store while ordering. And so when he placed his order and he looked and it said it was for pickup and not delivery. So when he tried to call the store to figure out what was going on, he found out that the store that he had ordered from was actually 40 minutes away.
So that's what he did.
Yeah, and so he since he'd paid by credit card, he was unable to cancel his order. And then when he tried to order from the pizza place that was next to him, apparently they were closed that one day only for fumigation. So it was, or construction, I think it was. So he was unable to get pizza after 2 hours of attempting to figure out how to order it online.
And he was very depressed, and he had a math exam next day, so and he was sure he was going to fail the math exam, and we suggested why not have a pizza for failing after the math exam.
Yeah, it was his celebratory
pizza.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Takt, how has your experience been with the podcast episodes, and Sammy as the host and stuff?
I remember when I first listened to the podcast, episode 1, I was thinking, how the hell are these people even talking so much about a chapter when I read a chapter, I don't even think that much about it. And these people are just going on and on, especially Sammy. I was like, whoa, this dude is just insane. He's picking up stuff from God knows where and connecting it together for this one chapter. And I'm like, slow down, man. You don't have to do all that. But when I eventually joined in, I found myself doing the same thing to a certain extent. Of course, I don't talk nearly as much as Sammy. I don't say nearly as much bullshit as him. But I do say more than I expected myself to say, especially as I got into things. Like, I think I joined in episode 4 or something. As episode 5 and 6 came along, I just started being more open about my thoughts on the chapter, and I started talking more. So that was fun. That was really fun. And just discussing stuff with you guys it's hilarious and at the same time eye-opening. So for that, it's just full credit to you guys. So except Sammy, of course. he doesn't open eyes, he shuts eyes. And it's been fun. That's all I can say.
When we began the podcast, I mean, it came out as a rough idea. It was first supposed to be Ucha who brought up the idea and who said that we should start something because she was inspired by the unofficial One Piece podcast. But during those planning stages, I wasn't present. And when I returned, Sammy was like, what happened to the old podcast idea? Why don't we start something? And he took the initiative and he said that you leave this to me. I'll take care of it. And the time before the first episode was the most, it was like everyone was nervous, including me and Sammy. We didn't know like how it was going to turn out, what route it was going to take and how things were going to go and stuff. But after a couple of the first episode, the second episode, the third episode, it just got natural. And now every week it's like, oh, this time, it's just OJ podcast, nothing special. So it's gone on from being something we needed to dedicate almost 6 hours a day to just a casual thing, one random evening kind of. So we have grown a lot, and I guess Sammy has to be credited somewhere, even though he doesn't deserve the credit. It's everyone else who's doing all the hard work, and he's just being the host and stuff. No, Sammy, I'm just kidding. So
Or are you kidding? Are you
Special.
kidding, Div?
who knows? It's up to him to see where I'm kidding and where.
Decide.
Yeah.
That's really true, though. The way it's grown from something where, I mean, I remember an episode where it was you, me, Riven, and Sammy, and we took 7 hours or something.
Yeah.
Oh dear God.
It was an entire night
Yeah.
that we took to do this thing. And from that to what we do now, which is just recording for 3 hours, it's really good.
Although to be fair, that 7-hour podcast was also because of the power outages.
No, that wasn't the one. That
No,
was
no,
before.
no, that's not the one I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
This
Which one
was
was that?
in
No,
fact,
it was the other 7 hour one,
Oh my God.
which was 7 hours purely because
the first.
actually because of a lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of things. And at first, there was even pizza ordering going on. I remember that one. And then Sammy ended up ordering sandwiches. I think
Oh, yeah,
that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one. Yeah,
That took an hour. I remember that.
yeah, that was an hour, and I think
Yeah.
you took like 2 hours to write the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You were still that was the time that you were still doing your homework, weren't you, Takt?
Yeah. I was doing my homework, and by the way, just to let you guys know, I finished a technical writing paper which is 3 pages long by the time these guys finished writing the script. Or to be specific, by the time Sammy finished writing the script, I'd finished an entire technical paper.
I remember just sitting there and I was just like typing to Takt this entire time. I'm like, you could probably join in because they're still writing
Yeah.
and something. And nope, no, they're still writing. You done with your homework yet? Cause
Yeah.
Yeah. Memorable times which will never come back again for maybe good, I guess.
for good reasons.
Yeah.
We've got other memorable stuff this time. Ryu's and his spawn die.
That's going to be the official slogan of our podcast.
Podcast.
It's going to be OroJackson, then Mushi Weekly, using his Bondi. I guess that is also all thanks to Sammy, because he was the one who totally butchered the name of that attack.
That was true.
And me and Recoil actually believed him.
It was really funny because I was just basically reading the chat of what he was putting. And I was like, oh, you mean this? And you guys are like, oh no, it's actually this. And I'm like, stupid Sammy. You made me look like an idiot. I'm just reading what you were typing.
And then while editing, I had so much fun putting in the actual attack name when when Cam and Tax both agreed that, oh yes, it's Ryuzen. And I was like, no, it's not. And I put it there.
On purpose.
Yeah. Purpose. And the blooper reel is I expected there to be a lot more bloopers, and it was actually a lot more, but with the audio bloopers, the thing is that people who were involved with the recording will understand just a shortcut clip, but for those who are just listening to it for the first time, they won't even understand what is going on and won't even find it funny most of the times with most of the bloopers. So we have selected just a set of the best bloopers, and the whole blooper reel is going to be around, I think, 6 minutes or something. Out of that, there's, I think, 20 seconds dedicated to Riven's laughter.
Oh my gosh. 20 seconds?
I guess so. I may be over-exaggerating. Yeah, so this is, again, without Sammy's notice, he'll be hearing it first. So do you have any messages for him when he hears this?
Remember to order your pizza early, about 3 to 4 hours before the podcast. That way it'll start on time.
To be fair, for the last 4 podcasts, I don't think he has ordered pizza, has he? Or maybe
There's never been any pizza talk.
Yeah.
He's purposely avoided it, I think.
And what do you have to say? Thanks.
I was going to say something about Kingdom. I think I was...
The epicness of Kingdom.
The epicness of Kingdom.
Yes. And Sammy and I are very much oil and water when it comes to any form of debate. We usually argue as we're agreeing, and we argue that we are agreeing with each other. And that's usually the entirety of our debates.
Sounds like a couple, really.
Hey!
Yeah, I support that. Let's start a Sammy X Riven motion.
Oh dear God, no.
But yeah, Sammy and Raven are like the Tom and Jerry of the podcast. I guess even Takt agrees with me for whatever episodes he has been in, and they both have been
Yeah.
together. It's always the Tom and Jerry thing going on.
Although it's reduced these days, but yeah, it's it's pretty much Tom and Jerry still.
Yeah, it's one of those random things. I remember we started on the Kingdom thread.
By
and
the way,
all of a sudden
Ribbon
it was-
is Jerry. Tom
Yes.
is Sammy because Tom gets hurt a lot and Sammy, yeah, it
And
fits.
Jerry always wins. Thank you.
And Jerry always wins. Because Ribbon always wins, by the way. I should tell everybody this. Even by cop-out, she always wins.
How? What do you mean by cop out?
No, there are like 50% of the arguments
What?
by cop-out. Yeah.
You mean logic?
Cop-out.
Oh, wow.
Logic.
Cop-out.
What is this cop out you speak of?
I don't remember any. I've been absent-minded. No! Don't take that as a point. I've been absent-minded for the best part of 2014. I'm not.
Well, this is true. Your head's been up a tree. That's about.
Yeah,
When did
it's
this
been-
turn into a Takt bashing episode? I thought we were going to bash Sammy. Yeah, well, it didn't. I mean, I think the best part of any episode up until now in Tenten Mushi was the ending of episode 8, where we all spoke about Sammy never coming back to the pod. You know?
Oh yeah, and how people should post on his profile page. That was
Yeah.
too much fun.
Yeah. Did anyone actually post? I didn't see.
I don't think so. Nobody did.
But
Aw.
the offer still applies.
Yes.
Till the date of February 28th, you are allowed to post on Sammy's profile page, asking him to step down as the host of the podcast.
And to put Divin in his place as the main host.
Oh my god, this is a cool.
In your post on Sammy's profile, please include Divvens as the next host. Thank you.
And then we can replace DivSpot with Cam.
Wow, so that's this like internal politics. First remove the main host and then the second co-host becomes the host and then remove him and get the amazing Australian guy.
Yeah,
You have to have all the accents in one place, you know.
yeah. The guy with no accent, the American accent, Indian, and Australian.
Maybe we can do a special episode with like Sammy doing the Arabic accent and me doing the Indian, Riven doing the British, and I don't know what accent Takt does.
I can't do anything. I can do Singaporean, but
Singaporean. You
No,
can
I
get
mean-
lessons from Floorfoot on how to do Chicano.
Chicano?
Chicano.
Yeah, I used to do a really good Scottish, but I lost practice, unfortunately. I can try again sometime.
There you go.
And that's a wrap for this. Thank you for joining me on such a short notice, Riven and Takt. Yes,
That can be my voice, actually. Forget accents, I can do Gollum.
There we go. Tact has a voice. We're good.
yeah.
Of course I have a voice.
Oh.
Goodbye, everyone. Hope you enjoy the bloopers at the end of this little segment we spoke. And thank you once again, Riv and Takt, for joining me, rather. There's no us this week.
Thank
There's
you,
no
Divens.
R's this week.
You are a fantastic host, Divens. Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it.
Once again, we repeat the offer. Please go to Sammy's profile page and post, "You must not be host again. Divens must be host." Thank you.
Alright,
Yeah.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Divkun.
For this chapter, to be honest, I say this a lot, but this is the type of chapter that I really, really, really love. Especially when
What is happening?
yeah, give it back.
Especially,
for the blooper reel.
I
Sure,
love
that's
that.
good.
It's like, especially when ding dong.
And Sammy thinks it was amazing. Jesus Christ, more bloopers.
What the hell was that?
It sounded like a ghost or a wraith or something.
Fun fact, guys on who are listening, this is gonna be a blooper, so it's fine. I am cooking noodles while making the podcast.
And you dropped a pan or something?
Oh, it was a pan behind the washing machine, washing the sink, and I instead of reaching for the plate, I hit the pan, the like pan, and it fell. Yeah, we're not official. We're really
I
not.
won't thank you for let me be
So
myself. Da-da-da.
probably sing though.
Alright.
No, I think singing should totally be allowed.
Not in the middle of someone talking though.
I
Your
think you
part.
should
You want to sing?
sing the summary.
Coming to you from the New World, this is Divvens Mushi Weekly. I am your host, Sammy, and our co-host.
Hello, I'm Div.
Hi, I'm Riven.
Hi, I'm Takt.
And I'm gonna say and special guest, and then you say Takt. I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Alright.
I totally just realized that over here. Coming to you from the New World, this is Divvens Mushi Weekly. I am your host, Sammy, and our co-host.
Hi, I'm Riven.
Yo, it's 4-foot.
Hello, this is Divvens.
And this is the second episode of your official... Whoa, not second. Damn it, Divvens.
Applause.
The one who wrote it. He's the one who wrote it.
I understand that you don't want to count the one that I'm not in, but you know, guys, it's the third one.
It was going so smooth. Screw you, Div.
How is it my mistake? Didn't you go through it?
You're the one who put the intro, and
I just copied
I
and
thought you would
pasted
put
it.
fucking...
Diamante orders Dellinger to assist Lao Ji in protecting the toy house, and tells Dellinger to get it tells Dillinger to wait, I need to get this thought straight. He leaves. Wait, I'll start this over. Putting down my glasses for this.
Or he can throw a Marco line there. You can't go directly for the king.
Oh, shit.
That'd make it so epic. I am just getting goosebumps thinking about it.
That would be like just...
What just happened? Okay.
It's alright, it's alright. It's a good thing we weren't speaking when that happened. We can just edit that out.
Let it die down. Let it die down. Anyways, we'll move on to the final thoughts of the chapter and give our individual ratings. And to start it all off is the... Okay, wait. Who wrote that? Who added the sexy in front of recoilation?
Oh, who knows?
Was it you itself?
Who knows?
That confused
Your cursor is right beside it, Div.
That confused me. Okay, let's take it.
I don't know how that's confusing. Not gonna lie. Wait, is it my turn? Whoops. Alright, introduce me again.
Okay. Bye.
This is fucking wet.
What? All of a sudden, Sammy appears. Okay, wait. Okay, so now to move on. Ah!
Okay, I'm gone. I'm goodbye. Sorry.
Well done, Sammy.
I was going
Div
to
is
stop,
definitely gonna kill you.
and he's like,
That was epic because Div had already started and Sammy just comes in.
I'm going to get payback for this, you bitch.
Did I mute my mic or not?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Alright.
What?
Look at Recoilation's name.
Wait, what is... I didn't do that.
I saw you doing that.
It was a great way to end the chapter. It was pretty much.
I'm a flagman. Wait, the Hira Hira know me. Anything I touch becomes floppy and fluttery. He doesn't just say like things I touch. Anything anything catches me off
Anything he
guard.
touches becomes fluttery.
Yeah, so
Oh, he's
and
gonna
it
have some
does.
trouble.
That would be interesting because then.
That sucked.
No, it's not the Fab No Me though, so you don't
Oh.
think about that.
Oh my god.
Gosh, I can't believe you actually said that.
Yeah,
Come on,
I can't
everybody.
believe you actually
In the
mentioned
I
that.
got it out of you, nice.
in the spoiler thread, everybody was already saying that you're just being what is that political word for it? Never
Politically
mind.
correct?
Stupid.
No,
No.
I didn't even say anything.
You're just hiding the fact. You want to say it out loud as well.